Thank you for joining me again in this meeting, Lead and Sell, that I do normally with Miss Maria Kelly. Maria, unfortunately, is not with us today, and she's not going to be with us also in the next episode that is going to be in 2 weeks. Is June. Europe at this time of the year, people are getting very much on holidays and businesses are not in full throttle. I took the opportunity today to speak about a topic to all my Indian friends, and I want to give some tips to Indian companies with all the love from my heart. I'm Alex Valasidis. I do sales outsourcing since over 7 years. My company, V Paragon, is a very established company, mainly in Europe. We do serve also other continents, but we are mainly active in Europe, and we have a lot of collaboration with Indian companies. And I am talking with Indian colleagues, with good Indian companies since many years. And I can tell you that I found out that there are seven topics that I would like to attract your attention, because I think there is room for improvement there, guys. I'm telling you that I want to give you a little background of myself. I'm Greek, and I work in this space, which is predominantly occupied by companies from either Northern or Western Europe or from the United States. So as you can hear, my English is with accent. However, I can tell you that me as a European, I can sell better and I have a lighter uh, job to fulfill as a salesperson than my Indian colleagues. And I want to point out some points where I think if you work on them and if you pay attention, then you can improve your sales and improve your engagement, get more clients in Europe or North America. So let me share my screen with you, and I will explain to you all these 7 points that might make the difference at the end of the line. So now you can see my screen, and I want to go to the first point that I consider it's an important point. Is my first advice, guys, is don't aim only in English speaking countries. And let me tell you why I'm saying this. English speaking countries like, for example, the UK or the US, I know in India people speak English. I understand that. You guys, you speak very good English. However, that brings a problem with it. And the problem is that the markets that you are targeting, the United Kingdom and the US, are overly bombarded from Indian companies that try to sell their products and services in those countries because they think in other countries, language is a barrier. Let me tell you here my thoughts through my experience. What you think is partly true only. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you aim to high technology companies around uh, Europe, not necessarily in the UK, even in those countries where language is indeed a problem, but in a higher level, those managers, those CIOs, those CTOs that you want to speak to, all of them, they speak English. Now, why is that important? Because in my opinion, you will find way more fertile ground to talk to people, to have discovery calls, to book meetings in continental Europe rather than in the United Kingdom. And the only reason why is that an English CTO is receiving 10 calls per day from guys like you. A German CTO doesn't receive any calls because everybody thinks language is a barrier. So don't focus only in English territories. Think about also the rest of the countries that are thirsty to get to know your services. As a second point that I want to tell you is the point of under promise, over deliver. What I meet many times with Indian friends and Indian companies we are talking, in order to get the sale, they will say anything in order to get the sale. And people from the receiving end of the pitch, they can see through that, guys. They can see through that. So have your boundaries. What can you really do? If a sale is not going to happen, let it not happen. Not every sale is going to happen. And if you have a serious person on the other side, he's going to appreciate if you say, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do this. But no, we cannot offer that service. We cannot do that in equality. We cannot offer this. He will appreciate that. Under promise, and then when you deliver, surprise him with your results. It's a better way to go. Third, be expensive. Be expensive. Let me tell you a story. I used to have an SEO company in the past that used to do SEO for me. Those guys, the service, if I can rate it from 0 to 100, was 70. Was 70. If I had an English company, I would have paid for the same, I would have paid for a service like that 10 times more. 10 times more. Now, was it worth it, the price that I was paying for the quality that I was getting? Absolutely. I was paying peanuts. Now, some things on that service, they were so low quality that even with that low quality, the price that I paid made sense. But I would have paid double the price because anyway, it was still 5 times. It would have still been 5 times cheaper than what I would have get from an English company and get a much better service. So be expensive on the products that you sell without, of course, being so super expensive, because that is also your biggest unique selling point. The problem with Indian companies is not the price. The price is very competitive. The problem is the quality. And that's the fourth point. Offer quality. Quality is not easy, guys. Quality is not easy, but quality is what is being asked. Now, I say to all the people that work for me that we are far away from perfection. I can see perfection. I know what we could have delivered. And I know what we deliver in reality. We do the best possible that we can do for the money that we receive under the conditions and the time frames that we are working and the knowledge that we have. So perfection is the ideal. Seek for perfection, but work on a best effort basis. Try to offer quality. It's not only about the price. Your price is the most competitive in the world. Your price, Indian price, is the best in the world. Try to increase the quality. Try to increase the quality. And I want to go to the fifth point. It's be serious. Again, I referred to that before on the under promise, over deliver. You will not lose a sale if you are serious. You cannot promise anything. You cannot give any guarantee. People know, the receivers of the pitch, the potential buyers, the companies that you will talk to, they know if you promise amazing results without being in the position to deliver those results, do not promise those results. Be more humble. You will not lose a sale because you have a standpoint, because you stand for certain things. Be serious. Northern Europeans are serious. Americans are even more serious what regards their business. I am Greek, and I know, and I can tell you, Greeks are very much like Indians. They talk a lot and they are not very serious. Be serious. Make the difference. It will be appreciated. The sixth point that I would like to address, and what I met many times with Indian friends and colleagues, is the pushiness. When you have a sales approach, two things can happen. Either you will close the sale or you will not close the sale. Everything in between, it's a lost sale. Now, by having that in mind, we understand that we want to bring results and we need to chase our potential customers. Yes, but chase with a tact, push with a cotton. Don't be, when people tell you, okay, let me think about that and I'll get back to you, don't call them the next day. Give him a space to think about that. Give him a week. Now, the more you are chasing your prospect, you will realize that the chase drives to either for the situation to get lost or to win it. You need to increase the so-called pressure to conclude somewhere. So if somebody tells you, call me next week, call him next week. Don't call him the other day. If after next week he tells you, I'm not ready yet, call me in 2 weeks. Call him in 2 weeks. Now, can this go forever? My answer is no, it cannot go forever. So there needs to come a point after 3, 4 calls, attempts, where you feel, your gut feeling says to you, okay, I mean, we are talking now since 3, 4 months, we need to conclude. It needs to come to a point where you have to say, Mr. I need to have an answer. Will we proceed or not? And if it's a no, then close the case. It's better you have a lost client than you have a client that you are pursuing for the eternity. But don't be too pushy. Indians are very pushy. And the last point that I want to tell you, that I find it always in engaging with Indian companies is politeness is great, it's fantastic. You guys, you are really amazing, but don't overdo with politeness. Don't overdo with politeness. Be polite till a certain degree. Politeness often can be misunderstood as weakness. It can also be misunderstood as begging to sell your product. Don't be too polite. Be polite, be professional, be firm, but don't exaggerate on politeness. Finally, I would like to ask you, I have a YouTube channel. Hopefully you can find in this YouTube channel a lot of useful information regarding sales. On my YouTube channel, I didn't do any marketing. I didn't do any promotions. I didn't buy any fake subscribers. It's a completely real YouTube channel. I will stay real. I will stay authentic. V-Paragon provides real life solutions. We don't promise wonders. Neither we make necessarily always things happen. We live in reality. Sales, it's a tough game. The same applies to my YouTube channel. So if you are so kind, after this live stream of today, go and visit my YouTube channel. It's alex.valasidis. If you put that on YouTube, you can see my YouTube channel. And if you want, you can subscribe on that. Thank you very much for hearing me. And I will see you again in 2 weeks in the next live stream that we have. Thank you very much.